Regulatory Frameworks for Sustainable Tourism. This presentation, prepared by Isabel Contreras Ocana and Alicia Rota Murillo, in collaboration with the Chamber of Commerce of Granada, highlights the critical role of regulatory frameworks in shaping sustainable tourism. Tourism has immense potential to drive economic growth and foster cultural exchange. However, without proper governance, it can lead to environmental degradation, cultural erosion, and social inequality. Regulatory frameworks provide a structured approach to mitigate these risks, ensuring tourism develops responsibly while safeguarding natural resources, cultural heritage, and the well-being of local communities. Through this session, we will explore key international standards, such as the Stockholm Declaration and the Paris Agreement, as well as tools like the GSTC standards. These frameworks emphasize the importance of collaboration between governments, businesses, and communities to balance economic growth with sustainability. By understanding these regulatory measures and their implementation challenges, we aim to inspire actionable strategies for creating a more equitable, environmentally conscious, and sustainable tourism sector. Join us as we delve into the principles and practices that shape the future of tourism.
Introduction and objective. Sustainable tourism relies on regulatory frameworks to grow responsibly. These frameworks are essential for protecting natural resources, supporting local communities, and preserving cultural heritage. They also ensure that tourism positively contributes to host areas by minimizing environmental damage and improving quality of life. Our goal today is to explore the importance of these frameworks, key international standards, and the challenges and benefits they bring to the tourism sector. A regulatory framework is a structured set of laws, regulations, and guidelines created by governments or international organizations to manage specific activities. In the context of sustainable tourism, these frameworks protect the environment and local cultures, ensure tourism supports the economy of host communities, prevent tourism-related harm to ecosystems and cultural heritage. By establishing clear rules, they create a balance between economic growth and environmental sustainability, ensuring that tourism activities remain responsible and beneficial. Key international standards for sustainable tourism. Stockholm Declaration, 1972. This was a milestone in environmental governance, emphasizing the right to a healthy environment and the responsibility of all nations to protect it. For tourism, it introduced the idea of integrating sustainability into economic activities, including environmental impact assessments and sustainable resource use. UNESCO World Heritage Convention, 1972. This agreement aims to identify, protect, and preserve cultural and natural sites of exceptional value. The World Heritage List, created under this convention, highlights places requiring global commitment to conservation, such as historic landmarks and biodiversity hotspots. Agenda 21 for Tourism, 1992. This strategy, derived from the Earth Summit, promotes sustainable tourism by addressing environmental, economic, and social impacts. Its principles include resource efficiency, biodiversity conservation, and community participation in tourism planning. Global Code of Ethics for Tourism, 1999. The code encourages mutual respect between tourists and local communities while protecting human rights, cultural heritage, and the environment. It fosters ethical business practices and responsible tourist behavior. Kyoto Protocol, 1997, while not directly addressing sustainable tourism, this protocol sets greenhouse gas, GHG, reduction targets impacting sectors like tourism, particularly air transport and tourism infrastructure operations, which are major carbon emitters. By requiring developed countries to limit their emissions, the protocol encourages the tourism industry to adopt more sustainable practices such as energy efficiency in accommodations, renewable energy use, and carbon footprint reduction in tourism activities. In addition, the protocol encourages the use of flexibility mechanisms, such as carbon credits, which some tourism businesses can implement to offset their emissions. Paris Agreement 2015. Although it primarily focuses on climate change, the agreement highlights tourism's role in reducing carbon emissions. It encourages low-impact tourism, clean technologies, and energy efficiency in accommodations and transportation. GSTC standards. These international standards guide destinations and businesses towards sustainable practices. They emphasize management, cultural preservation, community benefits, and environmental conservation. UN Agenda 2030 and the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). The UN Agenda 2030 is a global action plan approved by all member states in 2015, which seeks to eradicate poverty, protect the planet, and ensure prosperity for all. Within this agenda, 17 Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) were established covering various critical areas for human and environmental development. In the case of sustainable tourism, Agenda 2030 provides a framework for countries in the tourism industry to contribute to achieving sustainability goals by incorporating principles of social, economic, and environmental respect into tourism policies and practices. The SDGs most directly related to tourism include 1. SDG 8. Decent work and economic growth, which promotes sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth and full and productive employment. In the context of tourism, this means creating economic opportunities that benefit local communities, focusing on decent employment and income generation through tourism that respects sustainability principles. Additionally, SDG 12. Responsible consumption and production calls on tourism businesses to reduce environmental impact, encourage responsible practices in the use of resources, and promote recycling, energy efficiency, and sustainable waste management practices. SDG 14, Life Below Water. This goal aims to conserve oceans and marine biodiversity, reducing the impact of tourism activities on marine ecosystems. 3. SDG 15, Life on Land, which is also essential for tourism as the industry has a close interacts with natural ecosystems, especially those that serve as tourism attractions. These goals promote biodiversity conservation, natural habitat protection, and anti-pollution measures, all crucial for ensuring that tourism does not damage natural resources or protected areas, but instead contributes to their preservation. Importance of regulatory frameworks. Regulatory frameworks are crucial for achieving a sustainable tourism industry. They offer several key benefits. Environmental protection. They minimize ecological damage and conserve biodiversity. Cultural preservation. Frameworks ensure the safeguarding of local traditions, heritage sites, and cultural practices. Economic development. By supporting responsible tourism, they promote long-term benefits for host communities. Tourist education. Regulations encourage awareness and foster responsible travel behaviors. Challenges in implementation. Despite their importance, implementing regulatory frameworks faces challenges. Compliance. Ensuring businesses and governments adhere to regulations can be difficult. Awareness. Stakeholders, including travelers and operators, often lack knowledge about the importance of sustainability. Resource allocation. Sustainable practices require financial and infrastructural investment, which is often limited. Monitoring. Regular assessments are needed to measure tourism's impact and ensure regulations are effective. Addressing these challenges requires collaboration and consistent efforts from all stakeholders. Conclusion. Regulatory frameworks for sustainable tourism are not just rules, they are essential tools for ensuring tourism's positive impact. They protect resources and heritage, empower local communities, and enrich the travel experience for tourists. The success of these frameworks depends on collaboration among governments, businesses, and travelers. By working together, we can achieve a sustainable tourism model that benefits all stakeholders while preserving the environment and cultural identity for future generations. Thank you for your time.